What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. I'm your host, Pat Finley. I'm a lead master certified technician at General Parts Group and a certified special trainer. Our goal is to shine a light on what we believe to be one of the most interesting and rewarding industries a field service technician can work in. We love the work we do, and we're glad you're here listening to this podcast. In this episode, we feature Heath Strawbridge from Claremont, Florida. Heath cut his teeth at Disney before working his way through a couple other companies and eventually starting his own. Check out his story and let's know what you guys think. The RLS Summer Tool Promos are back. For a limited time, you can save $500 on your choice of 4 different tool and jaw sets used with RLS press fittings. That includes a Klauke 19 kilonewton tool and 5 jaw set, plus 8 jaw sets that are compatible with a wide variety of press tools, including Rigid, Milwaukee, and many others. For complete details, please visit rapidlockingsystem.com/save500. With RLS press fittings, you get reliable joints in about 10 seconds, with no flame, no fire hazards, no bracing materials, no burn permits, no fire spotters, and no nitrogen purging. Plus, you're getting the most proven HVACR press fittings on the market. The only ones that have been in use since 2015 and have more than 20 million installed fittings in the field. Once again, get all the details on the RLS Summer Tool Promo at rapidlockingsystem.com/save500. So, very special guest tonight, Heath Strawbridge. Heath is from Claremont, Florida, and he's got a pretty cool story. He was a recent entrepreneur starting his business, but he's been in the industry for quite a bit of time. So, welcome to the show, Heath.
Thank you.
So, you're down in Claremont, Florida. If everybody don't know where it's at, it's pretty close to Orlando area, just north of Orlando.
Yeah, just right north of Orlando, yes.
So you started off as actually working at Disney, correct?
Yeah, I went through an apprenticeship at Disney, starting in 2014, and that was a 4-year apprenticeship. Finished it up it was right at 4, but I finished in 2017, and from there, I was stuck on third shift for about 3 years, and I was journeyman for a year, then I took over as foreman for 2 years at Disney. And 2020 came along during COVID, March, and I left for the weekend in March. It was like March, beginning of March, for a fishing trip. Just my birthday, we always go we have a place in North Florida. We go up there, go fishing and stuff. We were up there, never went back to work, never went back to Disney. They went furlough. Everybody was furloughed, and I was out of work until I didn't start working back until August. But yeah, it was a busy year for me, though. I got married that year. I went on a month-long honeymoon with my wife. Traveled the country in a travel trailer, covered 15 states. So it was a busy year. But the second we got back from that honeymoon, I could not work. Disney wasn't calling. They were still furloughed. They were park was open part-time. They only had like part people working. So a lot of people I knew they were waiting. I couldn't keep waiting. I got tired of not working. Started applying for different jobs here and there, and I got a job, actual Coastline cooling at the time. I don't know if you heard of Coastline, and started working with them in August. So
he's a pretty cool dude. So
yeah, Nathan. Yeah, Nathan's the son, and you got Brian's the dad. Kind of one that started the company. But they're good people. Really good people.
So, how was it working at Disney, man? That had to be insane. I mean, I guess third shift would be a completely different animal because you're in there.
Yeah, it was a good experience, but anybody in Florida knows Disney breeds laziness. That's just the God's honest truth. When you're a tech, you can get away with not doing anything at all, especially third shift, obviously. And if you're willing to, and you allow it to happen, you can get in like a rut. It's not good for you. So when I left Disney, it was the biggest blessing, for my career that I ever had.
I can imagine. Is that place pretty creepy at night, driving around? I mean, you just drive around inside the park, or what do you do?
Yeah. So I worked at 4 locations. Started at a hotel, the Contemporary, initially. No, I started at Art and Animation and Pop Century was the first hotel I started at. was funny, as an apprentice, I did a lot of plumbing to start off. Very little, really no kitchen hot side. I did some refrigeration, some ice machines. Everything AC there was all chill water and actuators, and with heating coils. So it was super easy. All the AC was super easy. I had big Vogue ice machines there. Manitowocks were in the hallways of the hotel rooms. And then from there, I went to Contemporary Resort for a year. Both first shift. You had to be the first shift for your apprenticeship. Well, hotels didn't have a third shift, but they had second shift. You couldn't be on second shift and make it to your class in the evening. So everybody's first shift on apprenticeship. There I got into a little more stuff there. Some ovens, some fryers here and there. But they also, as I kind of progressed in my career, I learned who to learn from and who not to learn from. When you don't know anything and people are telling you just to to charge something up according to a site class, you think that's the right way to go. And as your career goes, you learn more and more. I didn't learn about a micron gauge till my third year at Disney.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, people just you throw it on a vacuum and let it run for. I had people say, "We'll come back tomorrow and take a look at it," and I thought that's the way it was supposed to be. My third year, which was at a park at Animal Kingdom, was when I learned about a micron gauge. So, it was schooling was more so technical. They didn't teach you about a lot of that different things. But it was, I don't know if you went through school as well, but how the school goes. It doesn't. You learn way more on the job, and that's how the same thing with the apprenticeship was.
So you're saying schooling now? Was the schooling through Disney, or was it through a trade school, or what was it?
It was through a local 803 actually, and yeah, and so I was a union at the time, and it was Orange County Technical, was who it was through, but it was through the union. It was at the union hall, but they partnered with a technical college. It was 2 days a week in the afternoons from I want to say it was 5 to 8 was our classes. So that's how we did. So I did that for 4 years.
That makes a lot of sense. So I was curious how that worked. I didn't know if Disney just did it themselves or if they partnered with somebody or what.
Yeah, they partnered with the union. Disney is fully union. They're the only theme park down here that's union. Universal's not union, and I don't know, SeaWorld and Universal together, but either one of them union. But Disney is union.
That's different to know. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, for Florida at least, because Florida's a right to work state, so you don't get a lot of unions down here.
Yeah, I can see that. That's cool. So, I mean, you said you did 3 years at Disney and then you bounced, or?
No, I was at Disney until 2020, so I was there for about 6.5 years totally.
So, did you just work everywhere, or mainly at hotels, or just kind of?
No, I worked my first 2 years in apprenticeship. So I got goats here, and they're yapping in the background. First 2 years in the apprenticeship was at a hotel, and then from there I went to parks, and I went to Hollywood Studios, was my third year apprenticeship, then to Animal Kingdom, and then back to Hollywood Studios for my last 3.5 years, and that's where I was foreman on third shift and things like that.
So you're always third shift though, pretty much.
My first year at Hollywood, you rotated. So as an apprentice, I had half of it was third shift, half of it was first shift. So I rotated those 2 years, and then after I went back as a journeyman, I was third shift the entire time because they're all by seniority. So once you get stuck on the low totem pole of seniority, you're stuck where you're at.
So what do you do? Do you have a truck you just drove around the park at night, or do you have a golf cart, or what do you do?
Yeah, golf carts, and they didn't call them golf carts; they called them Pargos. So that's what I don't know why it was called a Pargo, but that's what everybody called it, was a Pargo. So they were golf carts with like a little truck, a little bed on the back, and you had your own golf cart. You kind of stocked it as you did your truck, and you had a locker, kept your tools in your locker and things like that. So, I mean, it's all I knew until I left in 2020 and went, got my own truck and stuff. And when I did, like I said, it, I realized what I was missing. People call it working on the outside. You worked at Disney, you worked on the inside. Working on the outside is what what we all do now, and it's a world of difference. It really is. Disney was fun. They had a lot of stuff. You saw a lot of stuff. You learned a lot of stuff. I mean, you got perks. You go into the parks. My wife sometimes wishes I still had those perks. I don't miss it at all because I hate going to Disney. But
you learned to hate it.
Yeah, I just I never liked it when I worked there either, but it's just not for me. But yeah, I mean it's just I technically I've improved I'd say tenfold since I left Disney, because as a foreman I wasn't supposed to work hands on. I gave the workout, and sometimes there was such little work, I couldn't even give enough work to people that were there on third shift, because that's kind of the way it goes. But nights when there was overloaded, I would keep work orders for myself, and I'd give some out. People didn't want to work, so I'm like, here, take 2 work orders. I'll keep 2 or 3 work orders, and I'll actually go work because I want to work.
That's a weird kind of environment. I think it'd be cool to probably for a little bit, but it'd probably get pretty boring after a while if irritated.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely. I mean, if you want to retire and not do anything, Disney's the place to be.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I've never worked in any amusement parks. I mean, I've done like the zoo here and there, so I've never done the parks. I think it'd be a nightmare to work in because they probably want you in and out before they open.
And safety too. Holy crap! I mean, you can't you can't look at something without putting safety glasses on. I mean, and I get that, but you're supposed to wear big gloves and safety glasses. And you tell me what you can get accomplished with big gloves on when you're trying to, hold a meter and put something to a small. I mean, they it was almost to a point where we had to call contractors in because they had so many safety precautions on us that we really couldn't accomplish things that we needed to accomplish.
That's wild.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. But that's it started my career, and I'm grateful for it. But like I said, I love what I do now. I really do. I love what I do now.
Yeah, it sounds like you do. I mean, it sounds like it was a great learning experience. You probably got a lot of variety, a lot of different things. But it came time to leave, time to do more things, or time to do better things. You made that choice. I mean, your choice is kind of made for you, but you kind of expedited it a little bit probably faster than you really need to. They probably would have called you back eventually, but it's like, how long can you sit around and wait for that call?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was they called me back. It was actually kind of nice. They called back, I want to say beginning of November, so from August to November. But the nice thing about it was they gave me the option for a voluntary layoff. So I took the voluntary layoff. They paid my full salary from the beginning of November all the way to the end of December. So 2 months of that, 2 months of working for somewhere else. That was a nice 2 months, But after that, it kind of got back to normal. But so I taking that voluntary layoff. That's that was a benefit of that.
Yeah, that's cool. You talked about you bounced around a little bit, a couple different companies. So you just didn't feel at home, or you just wanted to do more? What led
No,
you?
yeah. So I definitely felt at home at Coastline. They were just great people. They treated you right. At the end of the year, they have a big Christmas party. They put you up in a hotel, you and your wife in a hotel at Universal. I mean, they really, really do treat you right, make you feel like family. I just left Disney. I didn't have a lot of outside experience and things, so they didn't pay me a lot. It was the big thing. And then when I went from there, I took a big jump in pay, and I went to work for a company called Minor, which it's kind of funny. They're a garage door company, but they're under the Wrench Group. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. It's a private equity group. So Minor is owned by the Wrench Group, which is a private equity, and they purchased a small business that had a contract with Orlando Health, which is hospitals here locally. So they took care of all the hospitals that the company took care of. So I had a friend that I worked at Disney with. He went and worked there, talked about how great it was, how much money he was making and stuff. I left Coastline, went there. I was making good money. It was pretty good at the time, but there is where I didn't feel like home. There was no, it was just the 3 of us. It was him and his brother, and then me, and they were kind of real close, and I was kind of the outsider. And they actually both ended up leaving, and I was there stuck, holding the well, and kind of like the kid with what they call it, the guy with his thumb in the dam trying to hold the water. It kind of left me stranded on that. So at that point, once they left, I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting stuck, being the only person here. It was just the whole business that side of mine was solely focused. All they had was the Orlando Health contract, and they weren't guaranteed that Orlando Health contract. So at that point, I'm like, I'm not getting stuck not having a job. So once they left, I started looking again. Worked for a small company called American Energy. It was owned by a guy, good guy. I mean, when I first interviewed with him, it was him and his mother. It was kind of like me right now. He started his business. He had all these personal contracts that he got, and he started getting big enough to hire people. So he started hiring him. He had a lot of trouble with hiring. It was me and 2 or 3 other guys. So it was a small company. And I worked there for a full year. And it was just, he got an office location. 2 of the other techs ended up leaving. So at that point, it was me, him, and then another tech. And his mother ended up leaving. She was the office woman. So he took the other tech out in the field, put him in the office with him, and left me in the field by myself, and felt that there was no need for him or the other tech to go in the field ever. And I was the only person running calls. And it got to the point where it was like 7:30 on, I want to say it was like it was like a Tuesday or Thursday, whatever day it was. And I was at one location. He had a call come in for a broken cord on a small ice cream freezer. I mean, we know what that is. You replace the cord or you replace the head, one of the two. Easy fix. Like over an hour and a half away. I was going to be in that area the next morning. They had a walk-in freezer. They could have put that. It was a small stand-up. The reach-in ice cream freezer. They could have put everything in the walk-in freezer. How it goes. I said, listen, I'll be there in the morning. I'll be in that area in the morning. It doesn't make sense to me to drive an hour and a half out of the way to go there. Wasn't having it. It just wasn't considerate. So I was like, yeah, this just isn't working. You're gonna leave me out here in the field by myself, and neither one of you can ever leave the office to run a call when you're both technical. So it was like that. Just didn't really care about employees. I don't know if you've ever worked anywhere like that, but that was definitely what the situation was there.
That's rough, man.
Yeah, and then from there, I went and worked for a company, a guy that had actually I interviewed with in the past, and I don't know why I didn't go with him originally. I had known him forever. He had always reached out to me and called me, and when I wasn't happy with American Energy, I reached back out to him, and he took me on right away. I worked with him for a year and a half. Yeah, just doing what I'm doing now. Just kitchens, refrigeration, just what I love to do. And I mean, they're great. I still to this day, I love them. And I don't know what it was. Like I said, it's like that entrepreneur. I don't know if you've ever had that, but that entrepreneur seizure, they call it. I knew I wanted to do something different. I didn't know if it was out of the field. I didn't know what exactly it was, but I just felt like I was missing something. I was making good money. I didn't need, it was the money. Obviously, it's always nice to make more money, but it wasn't the money I was seeking at that point. I just felt like I was missing something. So I left them and I went and worked for a property management company running their entire HVAC division. They had 16 commercial properties and they had no HVAC division. And I went there to run their HVAC division. And I got there, got everything kind of in order form, got everything on the computer, got everything. I mean, I worked for like 6 months and really got things in a good order for them. After that 6 months was up, after I got things kind of situated, it slowed down to a halt where I had nothing to do. And I don't know if you've been in that situation before where you have to find work, but when you have to find work, but there is no work, you got to make things up that you're doing. They're paying for you 40 hours a week. And that's the position I was in. And I kept telling them, I got nothing. There's no work. We're trying to go to the tenants and present ourselves as an entity of the property management company. But I wasn't able to do that. There was so many different, there was the property manager, there was the there was all these different avenues, and I couldn't just be the only one to go do it. So I had to reach out to them to set it all up, and they weren't doing their job to get it set up. So I was like, I had done all I could. So I'm like, another position where I would like after Disney, I had nothing to do. Nobody likes being bored and nothing. I mean, I like to work. I don't know if you're the same way, but I like to work.
Yeah, I can't. If I'm bored, it's bad for somebody. It's rarely me, because I will jump ship. I will figure out what to do somewhere else. I mean, I'll figure out something to do. Boredom is the enemy for me.
Oh, it kills you. It kills you. So that's why I was there, and I said I can't keep doing this. I mean, they're paying me well, and they didn't mind that I had nothing to do, but I'm like, this is the leg's gonna drop somewhere. They can't keep paying somebody to not do something, So I'm like, I'm not gonna get stuck in this situation, and I went back to the other company I was working with, Michael's. Like I said, great people, and I worked with them for another year, and then that's when I kind of got in the position I'm in now. I still knew I was missing something, and decided it was, just that entrepreneurial seizure and owning my own company, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So.
Nice. I mean, you've had a little bit of ups and downs around, but you got there. So how long have you been in business? How long have you been full time? Let's start there.
Yeah, full time about a month. I've been the company. I opened the LLC in October 2022, and when I opened the company, I didn't know if I wanted to do residential or commercial, kitchens and things. I just wanted to own a business. I knew the industry. I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know which side of the industry I wanted to be on at the time. Do you listen to a lot of different podcasts?
Yeah, I listen to a bunch.
Do you know like Tommy Mello and Home Service? You listen to those type of people?
No, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're a lot. They're all home. So he owns a garage door company. You got Victor Rancor owned a residential AC company in California. Ishmael, they're all residential. They all focus on sales. I listen to their podcasts, all the time, and I thought I wanted to kind of focus myself on that, and I did residential for a little bit, and I learned it just wasn't for me. It's so focused on sales. It's so focused on convincing these people that what they have isn't enough. What's in their house, whether it's cooling, whether it's working perfectly, what they have isn't enough. And that's, you work in the kitchens. That's not how we're wired. We're there to fix the problem. And when we fix the problem, they're happy and we're happy. And that's not how residential is structured. So I learned quickly that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I've never done residential. I don't know if I could do it.
No, because it's all about sales. It's all about going into somebody's house and saying, hey, your AC is working, but it's not working to its best of its ability. Let's put you a whole new unit in here, and it's $18,000. And that's what some of these companies charge. I would never charge that, but that's what they charge for these. I literally had my aunt and uncle. They put a new system in, and they paid $18,000 to install a new system. And I know that's not. We both know that's not what it costs for the unit, and that's labor wise. That's almost. They get a unit for about $4,000, so $14,000 in labor on a one-day job, and that's why these companies are just making money hand over fist. And I just couldn't be that guy. I couldn't be that guy.
Yeah, and even in our industry, there's guys that just sell parts, and can't really fix anything. They get parts at it. I've had managers in the past like, man, your labor numbers are great, but your parts sales, are towards the bottom. I'm like, my total's still better than everybody else. I guarantee my customers are happier than his.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to sell parts to fix everything under the sun. I can fix it. I can take care of it. I'm not bypassing anything. I am not breaking anything up. Everything's fixed legitly, but not everything needs a part. But some of these guys, man, they just throw parts and stuff. And it's so frustrating. It's just like that.
Yeah, and there's a happy medium there because I'm sure as well as I do, because you can honesty could be a death to you. Telling somebody, hey, this is what's wrong right now, but I have to fix this to learn what else is wrong. And people don't understand that. You have to fix one thing to get to another problem.
Yep.
And after you fix that one thing, if you find 2 or 3 more problems, they're like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah. I've got one like that right now. I've been working on. I've got a Alto-Shan combi. It's 480 volts at a hospital.
Yeah.
Anytime you have 480 volts, you have a short to the DC side, it's going to be expensive. I don't care.
Yeah.
I took a short through the DC power supply, and it fried pretty much every board on the thing. Originally it wouldn't turn on. I had changed DC power supply, and I started having board issues. I started changing boards. And it's just one thing leads to another. To this side, it sucks. But yeah, I mean, I get both sides of it. But there's no reason for what some of these guys do. These customers out there.
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's that was the whole reason as to me deciding this is the side of the business I want to be on, because I can't do that. I mean, I like kind of what I'm focusing my business on is relationships and honesty. That's kind of where I want to be at, because I love the fact of like the people that I've had people that I've actually been doing work for prior to even opening an LLC. A lot of family friends that own restaurants and stuff around here that I've done their work for. So, I build a relationship with them, and then you build relationships with the people in the kitchen, and it's really a big part of our job is to build relationships and, build a trust in these people, and a point to where when you walk in that door, they feel confident that when you leave, the issue is going to be resolved.
Yep, 100%, man. We, Jason, Rich, myself, we are all firm believers in just treating everybody with respect, doing the right thing. It doesn't matter what job they're doing in that kitchen. Treat them with respect, have a conversation with them, and find out what's going on, what's bothering them with that piece of equipment. You never know where that person's going to be next. They may be a chef somewhere. They may own a drink one day. They may own a chain of restaurants one day. And just have that conversation with your customers and everybody you're around, and be surprised how well they're doing.
Yep. No, it really is. And that's something I'd like, I don't know how Rich's business is and stuff, but I'd like, obviously I think we all want to have a point to where we hire employees and things like that. And that's something I've talked to some of the clients that I already have. And I'm like, listen, whenever I do get to the point where like right now, I'm who you're going to talk to. I'm who you're going to see. I'm the person that you're going to see right now. But when I do get to the point where I have employees, I want to build a business to where that business, it is built on relationships. So if you see this person, this is who we're going to try to have you see every time. We're not going to send a random text to you, 5 days a week, you're going to see 4 different people. That's not what I want. I want to build it to where you build that relationship with that tech, and that's who you call. When you call, that's who you're going to get. Obviously, there's a chance that can't happen. There's overtime calls, days where people get caught up in certain areas, but that's what I kind of want to build and see, because I want people to trust and know the person that's in their restaurant working.
Yeah, that's a great point. I have my certain customers where they only want me in there, and there's only a few of them that I actually let do that. And, they'll wait a week or like 7-8 days for me to come in. And, service their equipment. They go, "Oh, we'll be all right." We're like, it's a cool feeling to know that they have that relationship with you. If you want your technicians to have that same relationship with your customers too, where they want to be the guy that goes in and takes care of them. You build those relationships with your customers, the employees there. It's really cool. I love going into a place where the same person's working there for 3 or 4 years. And I've been doing the work there for years, and just having those conversations with people, ask how they're doing, about the kids, about their vacations and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
It is. It really is. And like I said, that was a big portion of why this. I mean, I do like working on the equipment is the number one reason. I enjoy the work on the equipment of commercial kitchens 10 times more than I enjoy residential HVAC. Residential HVAC is easy. There's not a lot to it. I don't know how much residential you've done, but there's just not a lot to it. So, in the kitchens, you see a million different things, a million different days a week. And that's what I like so much about it. I mean, and two, as you know, as well as I do, selling the fact of when you walk in that door, that you could pretty much fix anything in that kitchen. People love that. I mean, you don't call nobody else. Call me, and that's your final call, and that's a big selling point for people too.
That's cool. That's cool. So, do you work on everything in kitchens? Hot side, cold side, combi ovens? Do you do it all?
Yeah.
Sweet. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite type of equipment to work on?
Probably ice machines. Honestly, I like ice machines.
You guys are loving these ice machines, man. I don't work on them enough, so when I do work on them, it's like it is what it is. But yeah, you guys loving these ice machines. I guess if I did more of them, I'd probably be a little more receptive to working on them. But that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, ice machines and millivolt fryers. Millivolt fryers are simple. I mean, you can't. If you know millivolt fryer, you can't not like it. I mean, it's because you're gonna fix it no matter what.
That's the most misdiagnosed piece of equipment ever, though, a millivolt fryer. Because people don't they overthink it, and it's like just start with the basics, man. Just break.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like millivolt fryers. They're to me they're simple and there's not a lot to it. But ice machines, I mean, I love Hoshizaki's. Hoshizaki is my favorite, and I know a Hoshizaki at the front and the back. I have one here at my house, and I just they're to me my favorite things are the ones that I go to that I know that I'm no matter what I'm not going to run into a big issue. I'm going to fix it when I leave there. I mean, as well as I do. There's a lot of things we go to and you're like, damn, I'm stuck. And those are fun too because working through it, but also knowing that when you walk away it's gonna be done. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, I worked on a Hoshizaki today. I went there to clean it. I was there last week and someone had messed with the filter, so I came back today with a water filter and I was gonna clean it. And I get there and I hear 3 beeps. I'm like, oh, this ain't good. So I reset it and I sit there and watch it. And it runs for like 5 minutes. I'm like, I got no water flow. And sure enough, the pump is just locked up solid, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'm not cleaning this today.
No, and the beeps and the boards. I mean, it pretty much tells you right there what it is every time you pull that panel off, and it's pretty simple. Manitowoc's the same way, but they got so computerized to where there's so many more things into them, and there's so many computers and boards and Manitowoc's. Hoshi's have stayed simple for so long, and I like that about it.
Wait till you see it true, man. Their board's really cool because it tells you a lot of stuff, but man, there's a lot of stuff in there that can go wrong too. Does True make commercial ice machines too, or just the residential ones? They make commercial ones, man. They're approved at 600 pounds because all theirs are R290. So
okay,
they have a 600 pound capacity machine that has 5 ounces of R290 in it.
Oh wow,
yeah, it's 600 pounds. It's legit, but their screen, dude, you can get into troubleshooting in it. It tells you temperatures everywhere, like in and out of the evaporator, water temperature, it discharge temperature, pressure. It tells you everything on that screen. It tells you the status of everything. So it's pretty cool. I'm hoping to get one of their technical guys on to talk about that. So you can do a rundown on it. I seen it at the NRA show and I was like thoroughly impressed. They've got a 700 pound machine, but they got to wait for the total weight of R290 to go because I think it's like 7 ounces or something. So
they only do R290, right? They don't now they're solely moved to R290.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're only R290. Yeah, I haven't not R290 for years. So.
Do you do a lot of True? Y'all do True Warranty, the company you work for?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do some. Yep, we do. Yeah. Hit or miss. They have a couple different companies in the area, so it just depends. Just depends on who's backed up or whatever. But we do some. Yeah. But I'm excited to see it. I want to see one because inside it looks pretty open, pretty easy to work on. So how that goes.
Yeah, I'd like to. I haven't ran into any yet, so they're fairly easy.
Well, they're fairly new. I haven't done anything on them yet. I see them at a trade show and some stuff online. I haven't done anything in person yet.
Gotcha. Nice.
I know they look really good from the outside though. Really sleek lines. You get them different colors.
True's good about that. I mean, True makes probably the best of coolers there are.
Well, they have that high-end residential line, so they kind of transfer some of those looks and contours over to the ice machine, get custom colors and stuff. I mean, I'm sure anybody will do anything to pay that money. I mean, look at the units of Taco Bell that have the Taco Bell logo stamped in them.
Yeah, I think True's had residential like under counter ice machines for a while. Because I have worked on those. I remember working on those 1 or 2 times at I think it was them. It might have been Isomatic. But I swear I did see a residential, just the little bitty ones that slide underneath your bar, for like ice, like in your whiskey glass or something. I think they've had those for a little while, but
I think they
you
made
might know more.
I think I've seen one of those. I don't know if it's them. I think someone makes one as someone sells one that's a rebranded Hoshizaki at the counter.
Okay,
I'm not
gotcha.
sure who it is, but I've worked on one that was a rebranded Hoshizaki. I went in there to work on it, and they called for warranty, and I was like, okay. And I get there, I pull it out, it was like, that's a Hoshizaki serial number. And you look at the back, it was like made by Hoshizaki for this company. I was like, oh, that's kind of wrong.
Yeah, that's different.
So, do you mainly focus on fast food, or do you do mom and pop, or like what's your client base right now?
No, I mean it's I have a couple local restaurants. Like I said, I've known the owners. Well, I knew the owners. They actually sold, and they retained me. So I have them still. I have them on maintenance contract. I have a local a woman that she's just a local entrepreneur. She has 5 different stores here. She has a lot of drink stores. Do all her business. I just picked up 2 Chick-fil-A's here in town, owned by one guy, but he knows people that own Chick-fil-A's in all such Florida, so he's even trying to hook me up on meet a lot of different owners. They're all franchises. I'm not sure if you know, so they kind of all choose their own people. So he owns two here in Claremont. So I've started doing his work. I actually got into 2 golf courses at country clubs recently, and they've been a really really good client. Bella Colina's one, and another one called Golden Bear in Windermere, and they've really been steady. I signed them both on maintenance contracts. So yeah, that's been a good source as of late. Um, I have a 14 Gators dock sides here in Central Florida that I signed up with ice. They only wanted ice machine maintenance. That's it. No other maintenance. They want just ice machines. And they've been giving me refrigeration calls here, and they're not as much as I'd like, but they're giving me. They have a lot of different people they work with. They just, some restaurants like to work with multiple companies. I don't. I guess just they want to price it and try to find the cheapest person. But that's what they've done. But I get some calls from them. So yeah, it's been steady so far. 4 weeks. I haven't had many days not doing anything.
That's good, man. I look forward to seeing you.
Yeah. And actually, I just actually got. I sent all my information in. Waiting. Today was Juneteenth, so they're out of office. I realized, but with Atosa, doing warranty work for Smart Kitchen Services through Atosa. So I'm waiting to hear back from them tomorrow to start doing warranty for them.
Sweet. That's cool. That's
yeah.
Get in there and get as much as you can. So I like that. I'll have to meet up with you. I'm going to be down in Orlando area for the HVAC Tactical Awards, AHR, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the HVAC School Symposium in your backyard too. So,
is that with Brian Orr?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've never met him. He owns a company here locally called Kalos. But I've followed HVAC School on Facebook for years. But
he does HVAC School Symposium every year. It sells out fast. It's pretty cool. Some of the stuff they do, they got a lot of education and stuff down there. So it's the week before AHR. So I think I'm gonna come down like Tuesday through like the following Thursday or something. So it's like 9 or 10 days. Rich just showed up in the comments and he wants to know who Total Tech is. We've been trying to figure out who he is. He said his name was Will Carrier, and I didn't catch it.
And you asked me if I was Total Tech at one point.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out who it was. And the guy said his name was Will Carrier, and I didn't catch it. So I went to our group chat with Rich and Jason. I was like, he says Will Carrier. And Rich was like, Willis Carrier? You didn't catch that?
He's having a good time with y'all.
Yeah. Hey, it's all in fun, so he's been cool about it, so let him have his fun. So, anything you're looking forward to as far as like growing your company, or like maybe picking up some manufacturer warranty stuff, or what's your goals like the next 6 months for your company?
Yeah, I mean, grow as fast as possible. Obviously, I don't want to outgrow myself to the point where I'm in a position where I can't take care of the people I have. So it's, nobody knows until you're in that position of what, how fast you can actually grow, until you need somebody. And there's no set point. of saying, hey, I gotta hire somebody, or hey, I can't hire somebody yet. I don't know that answer. I don't think anybody knows that answer. So I obviously I'd like to get to the point where I have to start hiring people, but I mean, business is tough. Being a business owner is tough. I mean, two big obstacles I've come to. I bought a used van right away. Tried to be smart and not, take out a loan and stuff. I paid cash for a used van. Paid like $5,200 for a Chevy Express. Had 140,000 miles on it. I thought I was getting a great deal. Looked great. And within 3 weeks, I put $1,600 into it. New water pump, new radiator, new thermostat, hoses, all kinds of stuff. And then the transmission took a shit last week. So yeah, that's been a big obstacle of mine so far. I mean, now I'm back working on my pickup truck, which I hate because my goal was to kind of go into this business right away, looking like I was a real business. I don't like working on a pickup truck. It doesn't help me and it doesn't look good. So now I'm back on the market looking for a new van. I'm not going to keep putting money in that van.
So Rich wants to know, how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. So you started in this industry 10 years ago.
Yeah, 22. Yep.
Did you go to college or anything, or?
Yeah, I went to college. Wasted 4 years. Got my associate's degree. Took me 4 years to get a 2-year degree. And I lived in Gainesville. Went to school in Gainesville. Didn't go to UF. But I went to Santa Fe and got my associate's degree. And then from there, I'm like, what? I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to keep doing school. So that's when I got in with the Disney apprenticeship and what I'm doing now. So.
How'd you hear about that? Just lived in the area? Or?
Yeah, I started looking up technical schools. And I guess I came across it on online somewhere. So I applied and they put you through to get into the apprenticeship. It's not easy. They put you through, at the time I was 22, hadn't done a lot of job interviews, hadn't done a lot of anything. And I had to do an interview in front of the board. I had to do an interview in front of an entire board and it was super intimidating. Now I feel like I can do an interview. I actually my wife thinks I'm a psycho. I actually like interviews. I actually like doing, interviews for jobs because I feel like I'm good at them, I guess. I don't know. But at the time I had no idea what I was talking about. And I wasn't confident myself or anything, but luckily I got into the apprenticeship and, it was a good, it was good for me. It was a good decision.
That's cool. I hear a lot of people go union, non-union. There's always that banner back and forth about the union's this, non-union's this. And if you haven't done both, you really don't have much to speak on to. I mean, they both have their advantages and disadvantages. I get it, but I mean, you can't be out here knocking one thing because you've never done the other thing. I mean, it's what it is. Yeah,
union it's a good old boys club. I mean, I don't know that's just how it is. If you're not all union all the time, you're not going to fit in with them. And their politics is a big thing. They all feel one way politically, and that's just the way it is. And if you don't feel that way politically, which the way they act doesn't fit their political views, but it was what it was. And it's just union's union. If I'm grateful for it at the time, but I never need to go back to it.
Paycheck will make you think a lot of ways and act different ways. Easy.
Yeah, and being that I was at Disney, we didn't get in on the union. They still have what's it called? School systems have it. It's not a retirement. It's a retirement, but it's
pension.
Pension. Union still pension. So at Disney though, they had 401k. So because we were Disney, we weren't eligible for the union pension. So we didn't have all the benefits of being union because we were Disney employees.
Were you still same pay scale and everything, or was it different pay scale and everything?
No, same pay scale, and we still pay union dues. I think we paid more union dues than the people outside of Disney. So it was kind of ridiculous. We were paying more dues and not getting on the pension. So, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
Wow, that's wild. So, all right, man. It's been 45 minutes. I don't want to keep you much longer. it's pretty cool. You got a pretty cool story of how you started off. Like you said, you did 4 years of school and got a 2-year degree, and you just were over school. You got lucky and found the training program and went through Disney. And look at you now. 10 years later, you're owning your own company. You're trying to build something there, and that's really cool, man. I appreciate you coming on. I don't know
Yes,
if
sir.
you social media. You don't want to tell anybody. You don't have to tell anybody where to find you. I don't know if you do Instagram or not. But
I
if
got
you
a
want,
personal Instagram. Yeah, I mean, I'm on Facebook and Instagram both, but my business is called The Real Deal. I have a Facebook page. My business, it's actually a REL, like a fish. I'm a big fisherman. I like to fish. So that's we are, kind of based off that. People look at these guys are the real deal. So I kind of did a play on words with REEL, like a fishing reel. So
nice. So I will link to that in the description of the show and everything. But man, I really appreciate you taking time to come on. It's too bad Rich couldn't be here because he's a Claremont boy too, born and
I
raised
know that's
there.
why I was looking forward to that. Looking forward to asking him, if we can relate on anything.
And make sure you hit him up because he'll be more than happy to talk to you. Like I said, sorry for thinking you were Total Tech because we were just trying to figure this dude out.
That's all good. Hopefully, I'll find him soon.
Yeah, we'll figure it out one day, baby. So, but I appreciate you coming on, and everybody check him out. Real Deal down in Paramount, Florida, and I'll link it and everything in the description stuff when we put it out. So, I just want to say thanks again, man. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
If you'd like to be a guest on the Commercial Kitchen Chronicles or know someone that would, please reach out to us and we'd love to hear their story about how they got into the food service repair industry or any other skilled trades. You can reach out to us at commercialkitchenchronicles@gmail.com or Pat at commercialkitchenchronicles.com. Thank you.